with the update. So the reason I haven't made a video for a while is because there's just a lot of things going on with me and a couple other people in our lives medically, some emotional stuff happening, definitely get to the bottom of a couple things that are going on. Um, as you all know, and why I look a little bit different on camera as well, is I've told everybody this before. I have an eye disorder called strabismus, and what that means is literally my eyes are not, the muscles are so weak that they cause my eyes to turn in the wrong direction. It's a good way to put it. Um, Literally means my eye muscles are weaker. So they're going to my left eye, as you can tell, floats off pretty much almost all the way to the left. My right one kind of moves around more. It can go a little bit to the left. It can go a little bit to the right, and sometimes it will center itself. But depending on who I'm looking at, that's not always the case. So the issue with my eyes is that I'm going to have strabismus surgery down the road. I don't know when, but I'm hoping ASAP. It's getting harder and harder for me to kind of see certain things without them being too far away from me distance-wise. I cannot see anything that's super far away. And, I mean, when I say super far away, it doesn't really have to be really far away. Like, okay, let's say, who has trouble reading street signs from a distance? Okay, so that's one major culprit. Another thing is, when I'm looking at somebody and they're super far away from me, sometimes I can't really see them. I can kind of maybe see a detail, like somebody's shirt and a color that they have on, and maybe a little bit of their hair. But other things, like the one thing I will say I definitely have trouble with is also trying to read books. That's another thing that's been, oh my gosh. I can't always read anymore. It makes my eyes tired. I love to read. Anybody that knows me knows I am a voracious reader. Like, I have so many books, I think I could open a bookstore and a library at the same time. Did anybody have that? So yeah, it's funny because I think about it, and I also love doing word searches, but those are getting harder for me too. I also like crosswords. Oh, hi. It's nice to see that people are on here. Oh, 17 people. That's cool. Okay. So does anybody have any questions before I go on? So if there's anything I can answer, let me know. So, hi, Allison. Actually, your name is Arlene, right? So, well, you're actually right about that, dude. That's actually what I am. So, oh, Arlene, it's okay. I know sometimes we have autocorrect to blame for things or just typing the wrong name. I can't say that I've been enjoying typing sometimes. It's not easy to type sometimes. Who can agree? Autocorrect and everything sure can screw you up. It's really hard too for me to type sometimes because I'll type something and think I'm doing okay, and because of my problems with my eyes, I can't always really enjoy typing on my phone. Oh, the orange, well, actually, it's pink. It's funny. The things on the side of my frames are my eyeglass strap. So I wear a strap on the back of my glasses so that I really can keep my glasses on. Hi, dude, I see you down there too. So yeah, this is an eyeglass strap. It will keep my glasses on so that I don't have to lose my glasses, and I can adjust how I like them, tighter or more loose. So yeah, because of being autistic, I know this is an autism thing. I don't like my middle glasses or the part of the thing at the top where the ear goes to rub the back of my ear. That starts to hurt after a while. When you wear glasses for as long as I do every day, once in a while the back of your ears can be very, very sore. It starts rubbing the skin that's very sensitive right there. So yeah, I recommend these. They're not dorky. These straps are so they're not dorky at all. And they come in so many colors. Like, oh my gosh, of course this is the right color for my frames. Blue, I saw blue, but it definitely didn't go as well with this one. So, who else wears glasses on here? I know that so many people wear glasses now, and it's becoming more and more common as time goes on. Plus, I am 31, so as time goes on too, not only is my strabismus gonna, well, that will hopefully be gone, but as you get older, sometimes you're gonna have to wear glasses due to, man, a comfortable thing. It's like, yeah, definitely, as you get old, may have to wear glasses. I know, it's kind of funny. I had eye surgery twice already, but the surgeries eventually were not, the second one was not as bad, of course, as the first one that I told everybody about, but it just didn't take after a while. It didn't stay. So after about 7 or 8 years, I started noticing my vision becoming a little bit worse. And I noticed how much I was telling my mom that it was harder for me to get, uh, it was harder for me to read books and much harder for me to read, like, the one thing, don't even ask me to read a dictionary. I can't do that anymore. And the other thing I can't read is, I'm not sure what that word is exactly, my myopic or something. Um, it's kind of interesting. Strabismus, you guys can look it up too, what that is. Um, yeah, it's more common than people think. But most of the time, more people think of it as a pediatric thing. But it can happen at any age. Strabismus doesn't have to just be pediatric. And as I've gotten older, the other thing that's gotten tough with my strabismus is, so yeah, myopic, I can see from a close range, you're right. It's getting to the point where if I look further away from me, like I'm looking at you from a pretty close distance with my phone. So I don't have to have it right in front of my face like that, but I do have to make sure that it's pretty close to me. So I will be going to Disneyland next week to go to the 70th anniversary. So I also will be, so I'm going Tuesday, June 3rd, and the next day, as well as July 17th and 18th. So yeah, people have asked me, when I go to Disneyland, what do I have trouble with the most because of my vision? Reading certain directions and ride bulletins that are posted. So sometimes I have to ask somebody what something says. I may also have to have somebody help me if a pathway or something is kind of an odd, way, and curbs sometimes are harder for me now too, because if I'm not careful, which has happened to me before, unfortunately. I tripped a couple times. Sorry, I had a hair on me. Yeah, it's frustrating because not being able to see really well can really make a damper on things. Same thing with when I go to parades or shows. I usually have to sit pretty close because I really cannot see far away. Now at church, I have to also kind of make sure I can see people, but when somebody is standing, like, I also am short, so when somebody is standing right above where I am and they're too tall, I can't stand that because sometimes I can't see over somebody's head. Like, I'm 5'1", so I am pretty short. A lot of people don't think 5'1" is really short. Considering now the average height for a woman is now between 5'4" to 5'7", that's tall. To me, that looks like a giant. I mean, for me, the other thing that's hard is having taller family members. Like, okay, so my dad that passed away almost 2 years ago was like 5'8", 5'7.5". He kind of shrunk a little bit. He was, for me, that was tall. It was funny because he thought of himself as a midget. But I said, no, Dad, like, you were pretty tall to me. My mom used to be like 5'5", 5'6". But now, because of some health problems and some things, my mom is now 5'3". Now, my brother and I are both adopted, so from different parents, but my brother is 6'5". Anybody that tall, that's not very easy to get to. 6'5" is tall. He also wears a size 15 shoe. That, to me, is just astronomical. Because for me, being 5'1" and the size of some kids that are still in elementary or middle school, my shoes are only a 4.5 or a 5 in kids. I don't wear adult shoes. So it's tougher for me to go find certain things because of being so small. Pants. Who can relate to being so short that pants are usually the worst thing you can ever try to buy? Oh my gosh, I am so short that it's so hard to find good pants. But I finally, for the first time ever, I finally found some pants at Target that are a really good length for me. I don't usually think about Target having, a good selection because they don't have a petite section. So don't ask me how these pants fit me, but they do. I think they're realizing people need to not make their pants so long. There's people that need them, like super tall women and men. And also, people like me, need to have something tailored really short. Yeah, so the other thing that's going to happen starting pretty soon as well is once I find out what's going to happen with my eyes and everything, eventually down the road I'll be getting double strabismus surgery. And probably not going to be on YouTube that much at that time because it's not going to be an easy. It's going to be a little bit of a long recovery, I bet, because I'm older now. I don't know, as you get older, what your body does during recovery from these things. Because if anybody knows if they had surgery as a kid, that you recovered very, very quickly in some ways. As you get older, the human body takes longer to heal. So that will kind of be a mystery to me on what my body decides to do with my eyes. The eyes are pretty good at healing. It can take some time though. The other thing that's a bit frustrating too is I don't exactly know down the road what's gonna. I'm always probably gonna have to wear glasses, and that's fine for me. I don't mind wearing glasses because as I get older too, I'm gonna have to wear glasses. Of course, most older people are gonna wear glasses. Not uncommon, that's for sure. I know now that it's gonna be interesting to see what eyeglass prescription I get down the road too once the surgery is done. I'm hoping it's not going to be as strong as it has been. But, you never know these things too much. So, yeah, when somebody asks me if I'm looking at them, a lot of times I am, but it doesn't look like it. Because I cannot move this eye enough to put it into the center. This one is starting to float off more when I'm tired or if I'm more stressed. So, yeah, if anybody has any more questions, let me know so far. I definitely like to answer people's questions. I'm pretty good at that. So, yeah, for Disneyland, for the 70th anniversary when I go, I'm definitely going to be trying some different foods, possibly for the 70th. I'm probably going to be getting the key, the Disneyland key, that you get to go to different lands and earn the lights that light up on the key. And then at the end, you go to the last one and it opens up and you get a pin for the 70th anniversary. So that's going to be really cool. It is $60, and I think it might be covered by a Magic Key discount, but don't quote me because I haven't done it yet. So with Disneyland, the other thing that's kind of a bummer, so far, Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room is under refurbishment, which is really sad. And so is Matterhorn. What else? I have to look again, but I'm definitely going to be watching some YouTube videos possibly throughout the next couple days because there's a lot of adjustments. So I have to really watch carefully to figure out, what's going to happen at Disneyland. And the other thing that's going to be quite a complicated little mess is with Disneyland and all of its construction and everything else going on. I know there's a lot of people who are not exactly happy that because there's so much construction during the time we're supposed to be celebrating Disneyland's official 70th anniversary coming up. Right now, they started the celebration May 16th. But as everybody should know, Disneyland's official anniversary is July 17th. Disneyland officially opened July 17th, 1955. So, I know, hard to believe when you think about it. My parents were so little when Disneyland opened. They were 3 and, well, actually, I guess because of the way it was. See, my mom was 3. My dad was almost 4. My dad's birthday was August 20th. So a month after Disneyland opened, he would have turned 4. So it's so funny to think about how my parents were literally toddlers when Disneyland first opened its doors. It makes me go, oh my gosh. Like, I wasn't ready to have, I guess, all of these older family members. See, now I think about my dad almost being 74 if he were here this year, August 20th, and I wasn't ready for that. I went, what? You know, I didn't think of having a parent getting up there like that. But that's because a long time ago, really thinking about it, I had older grandparents too. I think I told everybody before that my grandparents, so my grandma was born in 1927 and my grandpa was born in 1929, making it that my grandpa would be 96 and my grandma would have turned 98 on May 14th. Uh, yeah, I wasn't ready for that one. Having these older grandparents. Who has older grandparents still living? Does anybody have any older grandparents? Or who was your oldest grandparent that might like that passed? Because that was funny to me. I go, am I really old enough to have family that old? Like, wait a minute. But it makes me laugh because when my grandparents were younger, like when we were little, they were in their late 60s when my brother and I were adopted. And then very soon after, they were in their 70s and getting up there. And as time went on, just got up to their 90s and both passed at 91. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really feel honestly great that both of them are gone now because I had a lot of good memories with my grandparents. Definitely, it's been tough thinking about these anniversaries coming up for different things too because, as everybody knows, my dad is going to be gone officially 2 years on July 2nd. So I am not exactly looking forward to realizing that he's been gone that long already. Uh, it's been really tough. I know that it's not as common for somebody at my age to already have this happen, but it sadly happens. And, I wanted to seriously raise awareness for anybody that's around my age or a little bit younger to, tell people it's not as uncommon as you think and to raise awareness for your health as well as your parents. Because the sad thing is some things cannot be prevented, but some things can at the same time. I realize now that I need to definitely continue to lose weight. I've lost some weight, but I definitely have struggled. It's been a tough road with the weight loss. I know anybody might relate because, man, losing weight is no easy picnic. I mean, it's definitely a hard road. And as much as I walk and exercise and move all over the place, I have one of those bodies that does not metabolize some things correctly, I guess. So I have trouble losing weight. I'm eating better too, so it's, kind of tough for me to lose weight. It always has been. I think most people can agree that it can get very, very frustrating to lose weight and get healthy. The other thing that's been a big struggle for me too is with all the stuff going on with my family and my health and everything else is I've had some time to think about going back when I go to Disneyland again. It's been a while. I mean, I think it's been, well, no, actually, no, it hasn't been that long. I went in, oh my gosh, I don't think it was May or March, but I try to remember what it was now. Well, whatever it's been, it's enough to where I'm definitely going to have to adjust to not only the 70th anniversary stuff happening, but to a couple construction things happening again, as well as in It's a Small World at Disneyland. They now have, in the Mexico Pavilion, they have Miguel and Dante, his dog, in the ride. So now that's really, really cool. So otherwise, I don't know much else, and I better go because it looks like my dog's yapping at me to feed her. So I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.